Dum da dum dum.
Guys, Sean here. Update MCS 468. To date, 10-inch Lapco barrel, ported valve, shortened valve stem, heavy duty drive spring, velocity spring. I have upgraded the bolt pin, and I think that was in part due to running the heavy spring and this marker being really tough to caulk. I may have found a workaround for that, but I'm including it in any case. What else we got? Got a chubby O-ring as the body seal over the factory little soft silicone skinny thing. And that's about it. 1100 PSI. Aired up. 3.2 gram MCS kinetics. I'll shoot some over the chrono. I'm regretting a little bit choosing this 10-inch barrel, but it is doing well for 10 inches. And after this, I want to toss in, so I have the valve stem from a bolt action MCS 468, which doesn't have the chamfer in the pin to allow blowback. And I'm curious how it will behave if I'm asking it to blow back. I got a funny feeling it won't, but we'll do that on the table before I shoot it. And what I want to see there is if there is a improvement that I should be looking at reducing the blowback air in this marker. Currently, it has had zero problems blowing back, and obviously I don't want to interrupt that cycle because if you shorten the air, you shorten the cycle, your marker may not recock. So let's see what it does here. .444. 446. 444. Pretty consistent. And an improvement over previously this setup without that shortened valve stem. So I sanded the valve stem down from about 6 millimeters to 4.5 millimeters. Didn't want to get too crazy and shorten it up too much. If you saw my post, there was some deformation happening on the factory stem, and that may have been from me accidentally running 1500 PSI through the launcher to see how it would behave. And it just let you know it doesn't behave well. This shot 430 feet per second. That's a 15 feet per second improvement. Not too shabby. Aha! But here's a problem that I spoke of before. See how the trigger's stuck? I am running a shim on this spring currently, so I do believe that's the issue. Let's see if it continues. I left this caulked overnight to see if it could alleviate any issues I was having. So apparently that's just a one-off. And we'll get that sorted. Mag is empty. 2 remain, as usual. Perfect. Now I will toss it on the table. I'm going to change that pin out to the non-blowback version, and we'll see if this thing blows back at all.
I have been shooting a fair amount of these, testing for reliability. Wife still hasn't noticed.
Teardown should be super simple. Just caulk the marker. Release the 2 top pins here. There we go. Pull it off. There's the body seal. You can see, in this case, I think this was a FKM O-ring. It doesn't really matter. I just went for one that I could get in a fatter size, which I think is a 2.5 millimeter. Again, once I get all these details ironed out, I'll go through them all, but you can see how it's kind of flattened. That way I know it's making a good seal. Then I gotta get the mag well off here. So sometimes this pin right there likes to slide over, and that will prevent you from getting your mag well off. So if you push down on the end here, you can actually just push that pin back rather easily. Normally. Thinner tool. I don't like to jam stuff in there that can mar up the metal. Scratches bother me big time. So just gotta get this in there. There we go. Simple. You can see the pin's pushed in now. Release the other locking pin. Pull your mag well off. And then you got to get that pin out, and it comes out again rather easy. Just put a little tension on the cap here. You can see the pin's already kind of wiggling itself out as I'm doing that. And then pull it off. Oh, there we go. You can see it's got an O-ring seal. There is the valve stem. Now, this is the valve body of a spider type system. And that is your valve stem seal. That's the one that I've shortened. Normally the marker is in this position. That seal is sealed up against this raised face here. Your marker airs. The air is trapped in this area right here. Your hammer comes, it strikes this pin, air rushes in through that opening there, up through that port, and comes up through this hole, and then into your bolt, which is in the upper receiver, and then out your barrel. So you can see by the design of this, see that cut? This pin isn't circular, it's flat on the top, just on the edge, just on this end piece. So when the hammer strikes that, air can actually get by through this flat area, travels back against your hammer, which is right here, shoves it all the way back, resets your, recocks your marker for the next shot. This is the bolt action valve stem. It's round. There's no blowback action needed because you're actually manually cocking the marker each time with the bolt. So, all I got to do is swap these over. Pull this spring off. Pull this alignment piece off. Actually, you know what? I can leave that piece on there. Probably. If I can get a grip on this and actually just unthread the stem itself. There we go. So these stems are just threaded in. I don't know the thread pitch. See there? Just threads right in. No problemo. I'll take the non-blowback out and I'll put it in this one. It's really slippy. So make sure it's seated all the way in there. It is now. And we'll show you what it looks like. So now, in theory, no air is gonna blow back. So I wanna see, will this improve my velocity? And if it does, can I customize this pin down to like the bare minimum it's needed to blow back properly, or is that the bare minimum? I'd like to know this just works. There are some caveats to this that I've yet to obviously discover because it's the first time I'm running it. I'm running a heavy velocity spring in here. Chances are it's not going to blow back. But what if I run a lighter velocity spring in here? Like there's going to be some air leakage there, right? This isn't airtight. It's not like precision fit. If I run a lighter spring, could I achieve the same velocity or better? And with that minimum amount of blow-by, still recock the marker? The other option here is obviously I drill this just slightly oversized so that it's even a little more sloppy. I mean, you can see like I can roll this around pretty good in there. So if I drill that a little more, I can minimize, I can lower the blowback air and just, it'll be trial and error for sure. But let's put it back together. Spring goes on. The other thing I haven't played with yet is the valve spring. I found in my TMC when I went to the heavy drive spring, it didn't really require any further like modifications to the valve spring itself. I found when I went too light, then I started having recock problems. Come on. So in this case, I didn't jump into that kettle of water yet. Just push your pin back in, just like that. There you go. But we will. We most definitely will go down that road. But I'm happy with how this launcher is performing now. Where's my donut? Where's my donut? There it is. Actually, it's usually easier to get this going first. Yep, because there goes my donut. Just set my marker back down in place here. Put the pin in. Let's see what it does. All right, well, here goes nothing. Non-blowback valve stem. I am fully expecting this to shoot one shot and the bolt's gonna stay forward and it's just gonna start pissing air. So I'm going to just shoot one, not over the chrono, just kind of be ready to shut it off so I don't just blow my whole tank, blow my whole load, if you will. And then I'll chrono one depending on how I have to do it, essentially. Ears. Fire. Just make sure I'm going the right way. Well, I mean, it fired and it cycled. Okay. That's got me excited. 446 off camera. I've seen as high as 456, but I think the spring is kind of settled a little. So 446 is the highest for this video. Where's my chronograph? Okay. Oh, no. Okay. It didn't recock. I got too excited there, damn it. Okay, so at least it didn't blow my load down the barrel. But did it? What's going on here? Oh, it almost. Okay. It almost recocked. What's happened now, you can see that it's jammed. There's a round that's just caught on the bolt. It just missed the sear. I bet you if I took that shim out of there, it will fire. But let's see, can I just get this one to fire at least so we can chrono one? Because I'm not gonna do all that jazz right now. What's the improvement? Oops, safety. Yeah. Well, if we were calling 446 my high, 6 FPS. Yeah. 6. Oh, it didn't recock that time though. But I bet you I just need to skim that valve open just a little bit, because obviously reliability would be an issue. More chronos. Yeah. 448. It recocked. I was expecting more. I'm excited it's working. What I do with that is the question. More chronos. I mean, it's an improvement. Nevertheless, every little bit counts. Fire the magazine. Nope, didn't recock. So that's too many times to call that a coincidence. It definitely needs just a tad bit more air. I'm very curious that it's just missing when that happens. Does that blowback lend itself to, I know we always talk about it robbing power, our forward momentum, but I'm wondering if this marker behaved really funny when I put 1500 PSI into it. It actually lost like everything that I gained. Like I'm talking like it was shooting in like the 200s. That valve pin was just stiff like a mofo, and that hammer wasn't hitting it hard enough. All things yet to be discovered. Now it seems to be doing it fairly consistently. It's not recocking. So does it need work? Yes. Is it an improvement? Yes. Is this as big improvement as I wanted? Not yet. But all good things come to those. That's got to be the last one. To who wait? Who wait? Who wait, not Kuwait. 2 left. That, in my books, was a successful experiment. But I got work to do. So I'll see ya.